What's up, guys? Back with me as you were at Smallville, Season 4, Episode 18, Spirit. Okay, so this episode starts off where Chloe and Lana are talking, and it actually starts off with a scene prior to this, but I'm going to start off here. Okay, so this episode, so they're talking, and they're talking about, and Lana's like, hey, we could just have like Shannon Tatum marathon or whatever, and she's like, hey, weren't you gonna invite Jason to the prom? And yeah, so weren't you gonna invite Jason? So yeah, so then we get this Dawn Styles chick, and she's like, oh yeah, Chloe, the only reason why you were invited and you were put on the wall was because of your lame article. And she's like, article? What wall? And she looks over, and Chloe's name is put on to the wall. Yeah. So then we see Lex, and he and his like team are seeing like this dead body, and they're like, hey, we found something, and the dead body belongs to Bridget Crosby. So someone killed Bridget Crosby, but who? Okay. So yeah. So yeah. So Chloe's like, Clark, did you put my name on a ballot? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, Clark, did you date because I was right or something? And he's like, no. And he's like, yeah. So Jason, he's snooping through Lex's things, and he's like, Jason, what are you doing on my computer? He's like, you were on the phone, you were in emails with Bridget Crosby. Isn't that weird that you were in the emails of her when then she dies? So yeah, so yeah. So yeah. So then we're at the town, and this girl and then Dawn Styles is like saying, and then like 12 o'clock, and she's like, no, and then 12 o'clock, and that she sees her boyfriend kissing on some freshman, and she's like, oh, she's not making the pep squad or something, and she's like, oh, wait, what are you doing with her? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, Billy, you shouldn't have done this before prom. And he's like, yeah, we're done. We should have been done a long time ago. And it's good for Billy because Dawn Styles is kind of annoying. So kind of annoyed me. So she's on the phone saying how she's like, get her yearbook, and so she's on, so she's looking to, and she's like, Clark Kent, and she's like, hey Harmony, her friend's name is Harmony, get me on digital Clark Kent. And she's in her car, and she doesn't see the road, so then she falls off, and so yeah, and it lands near Mirror Rock. So she lands near like a cliff near Mirror Rock. So Martha doesn't see her. So and Don's like, hey, come on, hey, give me a stop. But then here, I'm gonna show man. Martha's car hits Don, and Don's spirit goes into Martha's body. So Don's now Martha. So Martha's like, so Don is like, oh, I'm Clark's mom, and yeah. So Don starts, or Martha, I don't know what to call her now. Dawn Martha. Yeah, Dawn Martha is kind of like, oh, she starts listening to teenage girl pop music that Dawn was listening, and Clark's like, I'm not going to the prom, and Dawn Martha's like, oh, wait, what? You're not going? I was planning to take Lana, and she's like, "Oh, Clark, you and Lana were so last year. Why don't you take me?" And Clark's like, Martha, I'm gonna call her Martha. She's like, Martha, you're and Jonathan are he said dad and mom. I'm gonna say Martha and John. You and John are being chaperones, and she's like, and yeah, and she's like, oh yeah. So and then Lois comes out and she's like, oh, and then Dawn Martha's like, oh yeah, you're taking her to the prom, and Clark's like, wait, what, Lois? Why would I take Lois to the prom? And 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 he's like, Mrs. Ken, were you drinking too much milk? Sorry, she said something else, but I'm just gonna say milk. And yeah, and she's like, well, I should get you to town. And she's like, I can drive myself. Laters and leaves. So Martha sees Lana and like, oh, Lana, the girl with the dead parents, the one who went. Dawn Martha said, I'm calling it Dawn Martha because, Dawn's in Martha's body. So, yeah, so she's like, Lana Lang, the one with the dead parents, the one who went to, went to, went to French school and has the has the high school college boyfriend, and Lana's like, I'm not talking. So then Martha taps her, and now Dawn's in Lana's body, so I'm gonna call her Dawn Lana. So Dawn Lana is like genius, and she's like, and Clark's like, Lana, where's my mom? And she's like, forget about your mom, Clark. Take me to the prom. And she's like, what about Jason? She's like, for, for, forget him. I want to go with you. So, yeah. So, so, yeah. So Lana goes to the Dawn Lana goes to. I'm calling it Dawn Lana now. Dawn Lana goes to the to the school, and she's like, yeah, everyone getting ready for pep. And she's like, Harmony, her other friend, I told you to make it pink, not seafoam green. And she's like, nice Dawn, sounds impressive. And she's like, where is Dawn? And she's like, I don't know. We're glad not to have that person yelling at us anymore. And yeah, and Dawn just pushes, because Dawn didn't like hearing that. She just pushes her. So yeah, so she's like, cause so she goes to her ex-boy. Lana goes to Dawn's ex-boyfriend, or Dawn's ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, and is like, and she's like, and she's like, and she's like, hey, why don't you go in the locker room and we can do something? So yeah, so she's like, hey, Lon, and she's like, no one breaks up with Don Stiles, and electrocutes him, and he's just in a coma or something. So yeah. So yeah, she trans. So yeah, she transfers to another body. Dawn transfers to another body, and then to another body, and then she transfers to her friend Harmony's body, and yeah, and then they get to like a thing where she's like, oh yeah, she's so disfigured. So Dawn kills her own body, and now she's just a spirit. So yeah, but back to the Lex, and Lex is so Jason calls the sheriff. Calls the sheriff, and he's like, hey, Lex must have hit or something. Lex must have hit the body or something. So then he calls his mom, and he's like, hey mom, it's done. Yeah, Jason killed her. Jason Teague killed Bridget Crosby for his mom and pinned it on Lex. What an evil guy. So yeah, this guy already become dislikable. So So then Dawn entered a body of a a, a worker lady. So then when the worker Dawn worker lady approaches her, she possesses off screen. She possesses the body of Lois. So now Dawn Lois takes Clark to the prom, and she's yeah. So then when Chloe gets announced to as the prom queen, Dawn possesses Chloe's body, and Lois is like, what am I doing at your prom? What am I doing in her dress? And yeah, and Chloe starts saying, oh yeah, I. Dawn Chloe starts saying, oh yeah, I've been I've been waiting for this since the day I was a little kid, and she's like, the one person the one person you should give this to is Dawn Stiles, and they're like, boo, Dawn's the worst, and boo, Dawn's the worst, and she's like, no, and then Dawn heartbroken is like, this will be a night I will remember, but you'll never forget. So as the beginning said, which I wanted to get to this point, she knocks out Jonathan. She knocks out Jonathan, and yeah, this is gonna be a very long review. So she knocks out Jonathan, and she knocks out Jonathan, and she knocks out Jonathan, and knocks out Jonathan, and yeah, she knocks out Jonathan, and Clark's like, hey, I need you to get something for me. So when Clark goes to confront her, Dawn possesses Clark's body, and now Dawn Clark try, tries to fight Chloe. He's like, that's mine. That's mine, Chloe. Actually, it says Bitch, but I'm gonna say Chloe, and takes the crown. But then Jonathan comes in with, but then Chloe gets knocked out. Jonathan comes to Kryptonite, and he's like, it's now time for you to leave, Dawn. And she's like, what is that thing? And she leaves Clark's body and probably disappears. So, so yeah, and yeah, so yeah, and basically that wraps up the storyline for this episode. Okay. Oh wait, no. Lana and Clark have a dance. Lana and Clark dance together with Lifehouse and Flexbot, the band, and the episode ends with 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 Jason seeing them dance, and that's how the episode ends. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so if you like, comment, subscribe. I know you talk, but it's at 13 minutes. So like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have fun. I'll see you next Smallville.